Hi, Dana. Oh, Dana,
Hi.
could I have some conspiracy music? You've been found out. You've been found out. I'm sure you heard about this story. A boat burst into flames after its passengers allegedly harassed a group flying LGBT pride flags on their boat. Tommy says only one way this could have happened: a Jewish lesbian with a space laser. Has anybody seen Dana Goldberg?
Maybe.
A boat full of homophobes just happens to blow up out of nowhere?
Maybe the harassment was real and the flames were alleged. I don't appreciate the way you stated that story.
Just saying.
Did anyone really see the flames? It could have been CGI.
Okay.
Or could have just been a bunch of flaming people.
And also,
that's just karma. Boom. Karma.
Also, the guy, his pants, and then fell into
did.
the water. Mm-hmm.
Yep. He pooped his pants.
The homophobe that was yelling at the people with the pride flag. All right. Okay, hi. Hi, happy Pride.
Happy Pride, everyone, on this third day. Let's see what DeSantis signs, because, wow, he's a POS, isn't he?
Yes. Indeedy do. Well, you made quite a living at cruises. This is just, we were just talking to Dr. Redletter about it. Are they just actively trying to kill people? He is threatening to fine cruise lines $5,000 for every person they ask if they're vaccinated.
Which
cruise
is so
lines
weird
are
because that's
petri
his
dishes.
base.
They have every right to keep their passengers and their crew safe and require
100%.
vaccination, don't they?
Not to mention that's a lot of their constituents. Why would you just want to kill off your base?
Right.
I don't. I mean, Ted Cruz is talking about mandating that trying to outlaw mandating vaccination anywhere. I'm like, okay. Because we were saying, aren't we all dealing with this? Is like, we're very gingerly coming back into life. And like I was saying, Dana, I've gone to and am giving some very small dinner parties where I know everybody's vaccinated. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
it. And I think a lot of people are like that. This whole thing about, it's not unemployment benefits that are making people hesitant about going back to work. It's being safe. It's the many workplaces that they don't know. You don't know who's vaccinated and who's not. You don't have child care because kids aren't back in work in school yet. Excuse me. Right?
And some families, they're not back at work. Yep. Some of the kids, though,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they haven't back there.
Yeah. But anyway, I just, I think that's the whole place we're at right now, where I just don't see how this can work going forward. Just this patchwork of, it's required some places and not others. And, you don't know where people are vaccinated and where not, right?
No, it needs to be something mandated across the country. It all goes back to the former guy, though. If we had actually had someone who was competent and in office in the presidency when this happened, this wouldn't be such a partisan issue. It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
It's infuriating most days, actually.
So we've also been talking about, no big, just the death of democracy here in America and whether people are showing the proper, urgency. This is, of course, why they don't want to investigate. We just played Mitch McConnell. Why they don't want to investigate what happened, because it's ongoing, right? Dana, in Arizona, in all these voter suppression laws, in the amount of, this is whereas in some corners of social media, adherents to the QAnon conspiracy theory are still plotting how to overthrow the results of the 2020 election and have hinted at further violence. Of course, groups on the platform dedicated to QAnon and pro-Trump conspiracy theories have tens of thousands of members, many of whom hang on every word the former president says. So where is it? Telegram? Is that one of the really nutty ones?
That's one of the ones they use.
So Trump went on OAN in a response to a question about a potential 2024 run. He said something has to be done before 2022 to stop the Democratic agenda. So one user says he doesn't. It's a great day when we start seeing evidence of the plan coming together. He just told us it won't be long now. He just told us that he's coming back this year. Everything's going to be reversed. I mean, Dana. They really believe this. I mean, yes, as
do.
Kimberly Johnson just told us, yes, it's a grift. They're idiots, and they're giving money to this ridiculous grift. But at the same time, it's dangerous. He's also absolutely trying to incite more violence, right?
100%. If this whole rumor that he's going to be reinstated in August, I would not be surprised if this doesn't happen again. Some sort of violence in August when this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
He has somehow been convinced by My Pillow guy. I mean, does he really believe this garbage?
Right, Dana. This is a conversation we have to have in 2021. The My Pillow guy is boasting that he was the one who put the idea in Trump's head that he will be reinstated as president later this year. Trump has reportedly been increasingly quizzing confidants about a potential August return to power. What's more, he's claimed a lot of highly respected people who Trump didn't name have been saying, people are saying it's possible. If Trump is saying August, Pillow Guy said, it's probably because he heard me say it publicly. Also, Kraken lawyer Sidney Powell has pushed the idea at a QAnon conference. But the August deadline seems to be unique to the My Pillow Guy would be the highly respected.
And then you've got like a panel on some Fox News show blaming it on liberal media somehow. Now it's somehow liberal media that's convinced, Donald that he's going to be reinstated in August. The bottom line is does he actually believe this is happening? Like someone has actually convinced him of this, and the moron is like, oh, I'm going to be president again. I should. Okay.
Did you see there was a psychiatrist, one of the Duty to Warn people that was on Lawrence O'Donnell list, just talking about Trump's also, like, was somebody that talked about this after the election. This is his last good day. He will be, tagged with the term loser. He will, be hunted by investigators. He will lose his, properties, and his mental health is, and he was saying it absolutely, his mental health is obviously unraveling. He obviously actually believes this delusion, right? I mean, but I don't know what percentage of the country it is, Dana, just completely go insane. How about this lady, a QAnon adherent who claims she can time travel?
Oh, dear.
Is whipping up her thousands of followers to carry out a plot to oust elected officials in the U.S. and replace them with QAnon followers. Her name is Terpsichore Maris Lindman.
Is it a birth name or a chosen name?
Terpsichore was one of the muses in Xanadu, actually.
Okay.
It's a future name.
All right.
That was actually Olivia Newton-John's character was Terpsichore.
Oh, so our Xanadu fantasy is that Kamala Harris comes in in a headdress to break a tie that we get in the election. She also claims that Donald Trump will be reinstated into office. She has raked in tens of thousands of dollars. I'm sure that's just a, coincidence. For what she, let's see, even convincing her subscriber base to donate over $80,000 so she could buy a new Tesla. She is part of She's part of a growing ecosystem of grifters and hucksters who are leveraging the widespread belief that Trump's election loss was somehow orchestrated by shadowy figures and companies tied to Democrats. But Xanadu is presumably okay. Dana, I don't. It's like the guy. Yes, Mike Flynn's a lunatic, obviously, and Sidney Powell, and they're grifters, and they're smart enough to know they're grifting. But the guy in the audience about why can't we have a Minimar? Why can't we have what happened to Minimar? Why not?
Minimar.
What?
Minimar.
Oh, I'm sorry. I pronounced it wrong. Okay. Dana. And then he just said, I didn't say that. When he absolutely said, it should happen here. That's what Michael Flynn said. Yeah. Then he said, I never.
And then the Army was like, oh, we're not going to investigate that just yet. At least not right now. So at least there was that little addition on we're not going to investigate that statement at this time.
Well, both.
I'm going to try and focus on this time.
But he should be.
I really hope it's being investigated.
Right. But he should both be, right, court-martialed and arrested. They should call him 100%. Back up. And yes, court. I can't. We've got to put a stop to this. Or as you say, Dana, this is just going to, mushroom into more violence and more of this. Right? I mean,
I don't know what to do at this point if they can't, and I don't want to say control Cinema and Mansion because it's not a control thing, but it's ridiculous. And when she's sitting there going, well, if we kill the filibuster, it's going to ruin democracy. I'm like, democracy is dying because you're not killing the filibuster. Yeah. This is not which one came first, the chicken or the egg. The chicken came first on this one. Let's just move on.
Yeah. She gets the history of the filibuster completely wrong. Yeah, we already did our whole WTF with Kirsten Sinema segment because it's like she's rubbing people's face in it, with the curtsy and the thumbs down on $15 minimum wage and the FU ring that's, I don't know, I guess targeted at progressives. I'm not really sure. But then she's standing there with a Republican in Texas, giggling about how I don't get it.
I don't mind. I'm glad she's bisexual. I wish she wouldn't be so bipartisan at this point.
You see what you did
actually
there.
Vote party line. Thanks.
Okay. Oh, sorry. That got a rim shot and a snort. Okay. Yes. Maggie Haberman has reported that Trump is now putting pressure on conservative writers to legitimize his baseless stolen election narrative. Trump is trying to get conservative writers to go public in a more mainstream way to promote the idea the election was stolen, to try to legitimize it, to try to get people to call attention to it. Haberman also said Democrats who support Joe Biden don't want to hear anything about Donald Trump, and because Donald Trump is not on Twitter anymore, they think therefore he really doesn't exist, except he does really exist strongly in the right-wing ecosystem. I mean, talk about feeling more and more like two Americas, right? There is, I mean, Travis can tell you, people go nuts when we play his sound. They're like, don't play his, I don't play his sound bites, right? I don't want to hear him. Yeah. And I get it. We're all exhausted, except, and we look at Biden's approval ratings. Okay, most people are saying he's like 62% approval rating, 70-something% approve of his coronavirus response. You think like most of us, it is still a minority. What is it? 23% of Republicans believe in QAnon or something. Yeah. But that still feels like a lot of crazy people.
It's too many people.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, it is promising that the Democratic voter base is growing. People registering Democrat and moving from Republican to Democrat after the last election. But Putin got exactly what he wanted. This village idiot has divided this country, and the idiot doesn't even realize he's a pawn still. That's the craziest part to me, is he doesn't realize he's the village idiot. He thinks he's the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah. To the point where Putin is planning to lecture Biden on human rights over the Capitol rioters being persecuted, just like Navalny. Just like Navalny. Okay. The gaslighting.
Yep.
20 minutes after the hour.